AITA for telling my son I don't like the name he has chosen for his child. My son and his wife, both 27, had their first child 3 days ago. During the pregnancy, they wanted to keep the gender a surprise until birth and were doing old wives' tales and settled on a boy since that's what the tales were saying. Since they were so convinced, they settled on one name in particular, Henri. I want to emphasize I have no issue with that name. I think it's a nice name, and I did try telling them not to get their hopes up because the baby might not be a boy. Well, the baby was born, and it turned out to be a girl. They were disappointed but happy. They hadn't decided on a name up until yesterday. They announced the name as Henrietta. Yes, that's the spelling. They asked me as her grandmother what I thought of the name, and I told them I wasn't a fan of the name. They seemed pretty angry, but I reassured them it's not my child and not my choice to make. But they did ask for my opinion, and I gave it, and I wasn't going to convince them to change it, but if that's the name, then that's the name and I will accept that. Still, they're pretty angry and said I could have lied to them. Edit 1. I love the name. Things take time to grow on people, and I love my granddaughter. Edit 2. For the people asking how our relationship is, it's very good, actually. They told me they valued my opinion and the reassurance I gave. They came home from the hospital, and we indulged on a Sunday roast, smiling face. So they asked for your opinion, then got angry when the opinion they got wasn't what they wanted to hear. AITA. The name is fine. Kids are all called Elsie and Albert and Stanley and Edith where I live. The spelling is the crime here. You tried saving Henrietta. We will remember you for that. I am imagining someone having that name for the first time in 150 years. NTA. If it helps, half the kids in my son's class have more modern spellings with I's and K's and A's. One is pronounced Emily but spelled Emily. Another is Erica but spelled Erica. I could go on and on. It's literally half the kids. So I feel like there is a certain modern trend towards spellings that seem a little odd to people used to traditional things. But ultimately in 20 years, when the kid is an adult, may well seem normal. Nothing wrong with sharing your opinion. They shouldn't have asked if they didn't want a genuine answer. In Hungary it is a pretty common name spelled Henrietta, and the nickname is Henny. The last H on the name is a but unnecessary, but it's really not as bad as other names I recently heard. Woman shrugging, medium skin tone. NTA. They specifically asked for your opinion. Them telling you could have lied is so juvenile. If they weren't prepared for the answer, they shouldn't have asked the question. Another one for the Facebook page. That name is a tragedy. Why do parents insist on inflicting on their kids a lifetime of having to spell their names? All I could think to do after reading that Godawful spelling was this. Turns on Rihanna's umbrella. Now that she's born you'll feel better. But since you added the extra letter, she gon' get bullied so much forever. Poor little newborn Henrietta. ETAH. ETAH. EY. 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 Poor little Henrietta. ETAH. ETAH. EY. Oh. Side note. NTA. Edit. Spacing. For more accurate rhymic nuance. NTA. And holy hell, I hate this trend of kids being given normal names with bizarre spellings. See, when I was younger I was really jealous of the kids that had cool and unique names. I thought mine was boring compared to theirs. These days, though, I'm eternally grateful for my parents giving me a normal name, because all those people around me who have unique names are really struggling with them. Thank you for trying to help that kid out. NTA. They asked. You answered. That kid is gonna catch 3 kinds of hell for it. Though, kids are vicious. Still, they're pretty angry and said I could have lied to them. Then what's the point of asking? Lol. Why would anyone posit an opinion-oriented question to someone with the caveat, keep in mind? If you answer one way I'll be happy. But answer another way and I'll be angry with you. NTA. You really should never ask a question when only one answer is acceptable to you. Expecting people to lie to soothe your feelings is rude and absurd. You didn't just blurt it out. You didn't push your opinion at them. And it sounds like you were polite. That's the most you can fairly ask for. There is nothing wrong with the name Henrietta. Is the spelling that is a bit off though. That being said, I'd take that classic name over another round of overused, frequently misspelled names from the mid-2000s like Brittany, Nevaeh, Madeline, Kaylee, Madison, Brooklyn, Caitlin, Addison, or Isabella. NTA. They asked. You answered. I'm not a fan of the name myself, and the H on the end makes me say it like Henrietta H in my head, but it's her name. She'll figure it out. She's going to go by one or more nicknames anyway, so not really worth getting wrapped around the axle over. By anybody. You. Her parents. Anyone. It's concerning that they were disappointed the baby is a girl, not a boy. NTA. They asked your opinion, you gave it. NTA. Maybe insensitive, but NTA. Honestly, they weren't really asking you opinion, and as an experienced mother you know that. Old lady names are big right now, so it's really on trend. The spelling stinks, but again, generationally right on trend. I do think the name is adorable and lends itself to lots of nicknames. But that final H needs to go. NTA. You said it nicely and didn't impose a change the name or else. Henrietta is a lovely name. But Henrietta is not. Poor kid with struggle with people misspelling her name her whole life. And it looks sort of tacky. NTA. They asked. When I was a kid I wanted my daughter to be called Henrietta, as one of my favorite character on a book was called that. I still like the name. But I do love an old-fashioned name. My parents and a couple of other people expressed that they did not like my child's name, and even though I would have preferred that they had kept their opinions to themselves, I did not let it bother me or change my mind. Let's not forget that people still have the option not to take so much too seriously, to not be unnecessarily sensitive.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.